Yeah, well, my name is Ryno. That's what my mother used to call me, Ryno. But then I grew up actually in an orphanage that my birth certificate said Jacobus Johannes. Jacob John, Bible names. I was happy about that. But yeah, Jacob John, and my surname is van der Mest. Like van der Mest potatoes, like van der Mest. M-E-S-C-H-T. Mest. But yeah, for sure, just call me Ryno. Why? Because when I was small, before my mother left me at the orphanage, she used to always like sit like this, and she would hold me like this. And I just sit on her leg like this. But before she took me like this and ride me like this, I used to run to her and she Ryno. And she tel me up and dan reis me so. And then I think that's why she called me Ryno. Because I always, Ryno. She picked me up and reis me so. Holding me hand again, ride me like this on her leg. And yeah, 4 years old, my father was beating me into a pulp, and then, yeah, well, she said she's gonna come just now. Gonna find us accommodation, and then she's still coming. I don't really know much about the family. I know my father was a drunk. And my mother said, what I've heard, she was a pharmaceutical addict. She was enjoying getting high on medication, scheduled medication. Like all the Z drugs. Motorpans, and benzodiazepines, and Alzams, and all this hard stuff. I remember she used to lock herself in a room when she and my dad get like argument, and then she knows she's gonna get more drunk now, and then start beating her, panel beating her, and then she locks herself in a room and she cuffs pills, and you know, 2 days later we have to end up kicking the door down, finding her lying there, stuck up a plug. Yeah, well, I probably thought at age of 4, I think she had enough. I think she just had enough. So I was too small to help her. I always told myself, just wait until I get bigger. I'm gonna kick your ass. Beating my mother like that. Because my mother, she couldn't defend herself. She tried once, taking like a cheese grater. And as he was swinging it, a shot at her, she took the cheese grater and she put the cheese grater in front of her. Ugh! He werd himself geraspeld, on his hand. How fucking he was doing this. Enjoying it. Just why beating my mother. But that was the last that he ever tried fighting him back, because he didn't like it. He took her and he grabbed her and he gooide her on the floor and he kicked her. She ook in tijd te zeggen, like, je kunt nooit drinken. Hij zei, kom mama, want dan gaan je ook je vrouw niet vermoorden met je palm mee slaan. En sinds that time, I haven't had a plug for alcohol. Palm, as you say, the God that gives me, I didn't even know the taste of alcohol. I never got the chance to, or even try to drink alcohol, because I know she what it did to my family. I broke up my family. It didn't just break it up, it just tore it in pieces. Got me into a fucking orphanage, and from there I became a rebel. Became a real rebel. I just thought, well, no one cares about me. My mother threw me away. I'm not even going to worry about my dad actually, if he's going to come and look for me. Because he always used to say, that I'm not his child. My mother used to hold it down. So I'm nothing of him. He's not a kind. So I don't care about him. My mother, I just thought, well, she don't care about me. So I don't care anymore. I became a rebel. I became a stoutgat, Afrikaans, straightforward. I became a groot stoutgat. Whatever they told me I had to do, I did the opposite, I didn't do it. Whatever they said I must not do, I went and did it, because I want to know why must I not do it. I went and did it. And then, I think it was at age of 7, 7.5, 8, I probably drink about 6 or 7 kind of tablets. I was diagnosed with ADHD, and I don't know, Dr. Gericke said actually something about the Rett syndrome, and something about my tongue is too fast for my brain, that's why I talk so vinnig. I think I went to, for a few months I had more CAT scans in the tunnel than I had fucking food. Every week I saw a different doctor or a different different psychologist. And well, the last one just said, no, this is a problem child. And we have a plan with a problem child. Probleemkind school. Got sent off to reform school. They draw a file. I don't know where they got a file from, but since the first day in school, grade 1, I was trying to show off in front of cherries. So I hit my face through a glass window, classroom window, to show off again. So that running up my face and, hey, Cherry, hey, 3-4 of them tried to come and take napkins and tissues and wipe the blood off. So I felt, hey, I'm a fucking cool guy now. Okay, take a Cherry 4, I want to help him to wipe off the blood. And then from that day, the first kakkerjacht on, up until the age of 13, before I got sent off to reform school, they had, like, I don't know where they got it from, but they had kept it, every kakkerjacht on, they kept it into a file, which ended up actually like a stick like this. The day in court, they asked to bring forth the file actually, about my nonsense I jacht on from the age of 7. And so yeah, they managed to put out a file like this. Each and every nonsense I jacht on, each and every trouble I made, the teacher I saw, kid I saw, a fight I got into, something I took from another kid, yeah, a school bag I stole, or pencil case I took from another kid, or every little piece of evidence they got against me being naughty, they pulled it all out actually that day in court. So the judge just looked at it, he didn't even open it, he just said, is this all this, the nonsense that they aangejaagd? They said, yeah. The social worker, I'll never forget her name, I hate her with a passion. She said Oosthuizen, and she hated me also. Yeah, and yeah, well, they got me into reform school for 2 years. I said 2 years verbetering school. Yeah, I started crying like a baby. Tears were running up my eyes. Mag jy start sê, nee man, Ryno, sluk uit trane man. 2 jaartjies is net nou verby, dan kom jy uit en sê jy nie vir Ryno. What happened 2 years later? I was like in a crime school. I came with like 10 times worse, man. Really, I came with like 10 times worse. I learned how to do many crimes in there. I was locked up in a place with people that did different crimes. They were stuck with a guy that stabbed his stepfather with a screwdriver through his lungs. Another guy actually that used to molest his sister and yeah, I don't know, did all kind of funny business with these people. I was locked up with them in a room, in like one hostel for 2 years, and I got bullied. My eyes on top of the cuts and the stitches I got both sides. I got bullied like every day. I got beaten up because I was like a young one. You should hold me and the other one used to move me. Until I like screamed so hard, the courses father came running out. Hey, wie screams so is het Ryno? Yeah, and they leave me. Well, nothing can happen to them. They can just get like tuinwerk. That was the stuff that you used to get in a reform school. Because you're already in the reform school, so they can't send you to reform school again. You're already in a forbidden school. They can just give you like garden work, 3 hours a day for like, I don't know how many hours, but until they think you've had enough. So I used to get, that's why I was a softie when I went there, and then I started getting harder and harder. And then yeah, well, 2 years later I did reform in the reform school. Like, tell you now, that's not a reform school, it's a crime school. That's why half the people that comes out of the school say that they all end up in prison or dead, or I haven't really heard of people that comes out and actually like walk straight in life. I've only fighting here and when I came out here, I learned how to steal inside there. But I always told myself, I don't want to be a thief, like steal chocolates and go to prison for petty shit. Always, it's not nice to say it, but I don't want to be it anymore. But I always want to be like a white collar criminal. Because I had a chance in life, not the last few years, I got the chance to stay with a few of them. In Cape Town and Port Elizabeth. One in Cape Town comes from England, from the UK, and the other one comes from Transkei. Actually born in Rwanda, but he killed himself now. He's a gay guy. But they're white collar criminals. They used to, I don't know if they got it right, but they knew how to hack into people's accounts, like different people's accounts, and crack their accounts and take like 100,000 people and open their accounts and they take 10 cents from each account. And then all those 100,000 accounts they got a lot of money, taking 10 cents out of each account, or 5 cents. And they had lots of money, using the money to buy property overseas. And I got to get to stay with those people. And then, up until 4 years ago. Yeah. What else do you want to know? I went to prison after coming out of reform school. 2 months. Out of reform school actually. It was Christmas Eve, I had nowhere to go. There was this girl I knew from school, we used to call her Horse, because She had like a jawbone like a horse. She didn't have to smile like to show like teeth. She had a big pair of horse or tanamarak, tanawoof. She had a big pair of teeth. So she wasn't really pretty, but after she had like a few wines, she thought I was really pretty. And then she wanted to sleep with her, and then I tried, but it didn't really work out, because the first 5 minutes she passed out. She fell asleep, she passed out. I clapped in her gezicht. Hey, Petru. She was like drunk. And then my kop just went all otherwise. I went to the house. I checked, this looks like a bike key. There's a bike helmet, I took a bike helmet. There's a garage key, open the garage. Oh, there it was standing in front of me, CBR 400, motorbike. I checked the key, key doesn't fit in it. So I put it in the back, what I learned in the reform school, what ignition looks like inside. So I took a hammer, I knocked the ignition broken, took the green wire and the red wire, connected it, lights went on, opened the tap, put the petrol, switched it on, there, thing, boom, started. Pushed it out the gate, closed the garage, closed the gate, put the helmet on and I left. Because after I helped myself do a few things in the house, obviously. It's like parents left there to look after the house for like a school holiday. The parents, the mother, the father, the brother, the sister went to a market or something for like a school holidays. For the December school holidays. And then they left her there in charge of the house. And they left it like an envelope. Because every month, it was 4 times a week or 4 times a month, every week, they come to clean the yard. And the maid that cleans the house. And the people that delivers a U magazine every week. Now, all of their money were put into one envelope. It was going to come to get collected on a certain day. And she had to give it the money. So, it was by accident that I had to find that envelope. I didn't look for it. It was like just there. It was just like there, blooming, like, flooming, like, take me. I couldn't help myself. I just pick it up and I open it. I just went, put it in my nutsack, took the bike and I left. 3 weeks later, I tried to sell the bike to the first guy. He gave me like 8,000 in deposit. I asked him, please can I take my girlfriend out for a movie for last night, for anniversary. I lied to him because I had no girlfriend. And I really spent the money on shit, clothes and drugs and shit. So he said like, yeah. Just don't fall with it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Stupid ass. Took the bike and I left. And I just didn't go back with the motorbike. And then I started to sell again actually, like just a few days later, to another guy. And little did I know that guy was like working with the traffic cops. And then I started to do the same with him again. After he gave me the 8,000 in deposit, I told him to take a last spin with the bike. Up the road and back down, and I was like, cheers. And then they caught me like 3-4 hours later. Traffic cops caught me. And then I was arrested again at the age of 15 for theft of motor vehicle. Not motorbike, motor vehicle. I don't know why. It only had 2 wheels. But theft of motor vehicle, I got charged with. So I pleaded guilty. I was thinking of 6 months waiting trial. Came to a day of reckoning, day of trial. I pleaded guilty. And then I got 9 months juvenile to wear orange clothes, 9 months banditschap. For the first time, I got 9 months wearing orange clothes. ENF section, it was like a juvenile section in Pretoria, a New Law prison. And then they also given me like a 5-year suspended sentence. If I come out within the next 5 years, if I ever do something similar to stealing a vehicle or anything for the next 5 years, then I'll get double the suspended, like I'll get 10 years. So yeah, I did my 9 months again and I came out. And then I didn't change my ways. I just came worse. People say prison makes you straight in life. That's bullshit. It makes you worse. I promise you, it makes you worse. Other people, like, they go crazy because of stress inside there. Depends on which prison you go to. I've been in Durban prison. One of the worst, one of the baddest prisons in the Southern Hemisphere. It's really bad there. Really, 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 really bad there. I've seen like lying like this on my mattress, and I saw how the guys, they held him arms and legs tight, closed his mouth, and they took a menorah blade and they cut his slagaar off here. And they left him to bleed to death. The next morning the warden came in and what the fuck happened here? The guy stood up and he said it was me. And it was all just to get rank in the number, to go high in the number. He didn't worry, he was already there for murder and for this and for that. He didn't really care. So it didn't make me turn away, so it just made me worse. I became more of a badass. After that, I was like in and out of prison for like 5-6 years. I was like in and out of prison, different towns, messing around, moving around with prostitutes, staying with Nigerians, selling myself to the gay guys on Cape Town beachfront. It was 4 years, almost 5 years. I was one of the block boys in Beach Road, Beach Road in Cape Town. Always, every night you go there to the hot house. On weekends, Bronx nightclub, which closed now. I think they changed the name. Otherwise, you go to Jetty Street, it's a club, the hot house. Pay $70. You can walk around inside 24 hours. You pick up clients there. Just for drugs, just to go smoke rocks, smoke a bit of crack. Sell myself then for rocks, for drugs. And every time I smoked the drugs, it was just to forget about what I had to do now to get the money. That's why I used to just smoke the drugs, so I can forget about what I just had to do. And I met people that did weird stuff with me, especially in Cape Town. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I've had people tie me up on slings like this and pay me like 5,000 rand just to. I thought I was gonna cut me into pieces, but he was just like shave all my hair on my legs and my arms and my nuts. He just like shaved off, like shaved me clean, and then he pampered me, bathed me in the bucket, and after he dried me and he poured me cream on my body and he dressed me with the best clothes in his cupboards. I'm talking about Dolce & Gabbana jeans, 3,500 rand jeans. He dressed me with the best expensive clothes that he had in his cupboard. Put a chain on my neck, take me for a walk to Grand West Casino. Give me 2,000 rand for gambling money. After that, take me to Cape Town Fish Market to have someone to chow. That night, 10:30, it's like call it a night. There's 5 grand for you, thanks for your company. That was one of the coolest things I've ever done. No, really. That was one of the coolest ways of getting money I've ever did in my life. And get to enjoy yourself like that. I got to keep the clothes that I had on. He gave me lots of stuff. He gave me like a tech watch and a phone and such nice things. And he didn't even touch me. The closest he got to me was to shave the hair off my body. That was the closest he got to me. I didn't have to touch him or anything. I think that was really, really cool. And I even got 5,000 rand for it. And then I got guys that I had to do sick stuff with. Pee on them, and for 2,500 rand I pee on him, or 1,500 rand I had to whack him with a belt, and then a stick, and then a rotang, and then a piece of cane, and then a piece of bamboo. People do weird stuff with me. I got picked up by couples, husband and wife, from Botswana, from Escort in Durban, from Cape Town, from Durban, Wethel, rich people. Captain Roy Martin. I'll call the names. Captain Roy Martin. I think he's the founder or the director of a Mediterranean shipping company. He used to be a captain on the sea. Captain Roy Martin. Big fat guy like this. Big fat. His wife was like skinny like this. Beautiful and skinny. So he paid me like 2,500 rand just to do his wife. While he watches me. Because obviously he was like too fat. He was like too huge. He was gonna kill his wife. He was really gonna kill his wife. He had 2 children, adopted both of them. They couldn't have their own kids because he couldn't do it. They couldn't do nothing because he was like, I'm not lying to you. The guy was like, oh, he was huge, man. He was huge, man. He was like fucking fat like this. I promise you. I'm sure if he had to stand, he couldn't even. After too short, he even. I think he had to pay someone because he had lots of money. He had to pay someone to like aim for him at the toilet because he was so fat. Except his arm couldn't even come past his stomach. The way he was big and fat. He probably had illness or something, but I'm not spotting with him. But yeah, well, that was that. He gave me 3,500 rand to sleep with his wife while he was watching me. It was very weird in the beginning because I thought, it's got up to something actually. Maybe he's like one of the stick guys he was going to torture me and tie me up and cut me to pieces or like just once to get triggered actually before killing me actually. And then sleeping with his wife actually was going to trigger him. And they told me, no, don't worry, relax. They took lots of actually on the rocks whiskey actually and just chill, just relax. And well, I did it actually. That was another easy way of getting money. From there I went straight. Meet the taxi, Boundary Road. You know Boundary Road in Cape Town? Greenpoint. Right on top Boundary Road, like a big white house. It's called the drug house. And you just take 1,000 rand and just buy 1,000 rand of crack cocaine and smoke like one after the other one. Just to forget about what I just had to do for this money. And then, stay with my girlfriend. Or not my girlfriend, it was a prostitute. But I think she liked me a lot. And then she became my girlfriend, like, I didn't really like it actually, selling her. Every time she got money, she would just buy drugs with the money. And it was hardcore, because she was the one who taught me to use heroin. So we used to smoke a rock, sniff a line of heroin, smoke some tip. And then back to the streets. She'd walk, I'd walk like 10 meters, 15, 20 meters behind her, just to make sure she what car she gets into, or that no one like runs, like does anything wrong to her. I was just in the streets out and about. That's all I had to do actually. I wasn't a pimp selling her, I was just walking like a few meters behind her. In case she gets into a car. Whenever she gets into a car, I know I have to go to a place we stayed at. The Nigerian's house or the Cameroon's house. We stay in Cape Town, in Parow, Voortrekker Street. We stayed with the Cameroon, made him very rich. But yeah, I used to go to his apartment. We had a room there. And yeah, she'd take the client there, do business. It was knocking me up in my mind, it was messing me up. Because I had to sit downstairs in the lounge, hearing all my tickets performing on top there actually with a different guy actually every time actually. It was like really messed me up inside the mind. And whenever she was done actually, I should just fight with her and take the money actually and just go buy drugs with the money actually. And just drug it out as fast as possible, as quick as possible, just to forget actually what I just had to go through actually. Having to hear my cherry actually performing. He don't even perform like that with me actually. What the fuck? Who's this guy actually? I just get cross actually and just take the money and just drug it out. That's why I'm so fucking messed up actually like I am actually, because I was hardcore on drugs and actually I was did it like it's no one's business. I've done it all. I've done from A to Z, right back to A again. I've done everything. It's not drugs I've not used. I've tried them all. I really have tried all of them. Like I say, actually, 10 years ago, actually, when I started doing drugs, I was doing it actually for a high. I was doing it for a kick. I was lucky to get fucking high, man. Lucky to get fucking high. That's like a feeling. Now actually, the thing I'm using, it's not for high anymore. So I can cope. So I can cope with this life. So I can get up in the morning and tell myself, quiet, I'm going to go make a plan now. If you don't take your stuff every morning, if you don't get a shot, then I won't get up. I'll just stay where I sleep. I'll just remain sleeping there. Just remain lying down there. Up until the third, the fourth day, I'll lie there, I'll piss myself, I'll shit myself, I'll vomit myself. I won't have any power, any energy to get up. To see what this drug is doing. This is the way it's busy eating me, it's busy messing me up. And these Nigerians actually, they know very, 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 very well what this drug is doing to us. That's why you'll never find a Nigerian actually that's smoking heroin actually, or crystal meth. Because they know what it does. They just came to this country just to come and make money. They didn't come to make friends, they came to make money. And that's what they are doing. They're busy taking our money out of the country. You know, actually, 50,000 rand actually, money. If you take it to Nigeria, it becomes 1 million naira. And with that 1 million naira, he's a millionaire. He gets a red cap, he's a chief. He buys a Mercedes V-boot, he buys a new wardrobe, has a fat party, and he does some alterations in his house. With 50,000 rand in our money. That's all he needs, 50 grand. And take it to Nigeria, he's a millionaire. 1 million naira, he's a millionaire. But getting involved with the Nigerians, it was obviously they were the guys selling the stuff. They were the guys selling drugs. They were a white guy, a white drug dealer. And if you go to Cape Town, it's Altus River. There is no Nigis there. There's nights they get messed up, they get shot, actually. There's only color dealers. But obviously I didn't go to meet explain about drugs. I used to go to the closest, the furthest away, the quickest way out, actually. It was Nigerians. Because they had a range of every kind of drug that you can think of. From LSD to microdots to whatever, ecstasy. I actually worked for one in Durban when I was staying there. They made me a passport and wanted me to go to overseas for them. But while waiting for my passport, the 6 weeks I had to wait. I was staying with him in his flat in Durban, in the middle of Durban, Point Road. And then he used to give me tablets, like ecstasy tablets, for like cost price, for like 13 rand a tablet, which I used to take, club a few of them, just to get the plug, to get the balls to go to the club, to go sell the rest, and I had to go and sell out. The others I had in my pocket for like $50 a tab. That was a going price actually for ecstasy tablets that time. It was like $50 a tablet. Like all kinds of different flavors and pictures on diamonds and pyramids and elephants and pepperonis and Ferraris and blue diamonds and you name it actually. Smarties, all that small tablet with a funny picture on it. It's a different color. It was ecstasies. And she searched for them actually. Then I met a girl today. Her name was Amiti. She was coming from Europe. Was it Europe? Yeah, it was Europe. Amiti. No, I'm lying to you. Sorry, it wasn't Europe. It was Israel. It was Israel. Somewhere, a small town, somewhere in Israel, suburb of Israel. Because her name was Amiti. She was staying in the backpackers. I met her in a club, Joe Cool's, on the beachfront. You know Joe Cool's? There's like a club there in North Beach, next to Steers. One of the main clubs there on the beachfront, Joe Cool's. I met her there in a club there, and then she liked me a lot. Like a Friday on the balcony, and she so badly wanted to take me home with her, but she couldn't because she was staying in the backpackers. And she didn't have cash actually to pay for a room. So luckily I was staying in a room actually at the time. So yeah, well, I took to my room actually, we did our thing. And then yeah, well, I ducked with the guy's pulse actually. Because this guy wasn't really paying me anything. And he was actually just wanted to use me to go and do drug trafficking. So I tried to like trick him out with his tablets. I think he had like 125, 130 tablets with me, ecstasy tablets in the bank package. I just gave it to one other Nigerian also, just give me one cost price, man. Give me $1,000 and you just take all his pills. Because I just wanted to sleep with a chick. This is a real chick. I took the 1,000 and I booked the room again. And yeah, well, I did all for nothing. Put myself into trouble because that morning she left. She left the backpackers again. I fucking sold all the tablets. It wasn't mine for 1,000 rand. Booked a room for tonight. So I could sleep with this Amiti chick. And then she didn't tell me that she's leaving. She was she got onto the city bug transport, small bussy. And then I think she went to Cape Town or some other place. Then I was like, oh fuck, yeah. I just put myself into big shit okay, for something that I'm not even gonna get, or I'm not even gonna see this chick anymore. She's gone, she's history. It's too late now, I already sold the tablets, I can't take it back now. I already spent the bucks. Now she got me. Took my fuss, put a knife almost in my eye actually. I wanted to take my eye out. His name was Bishop. I'll never forget it. Bishop. Big knife, big fucking round, pumped up, like 5-bar lipstick. Like charcoal color, actually, like black like charcoal. Or blue-black. I could just really see that this guy's not from South Africa. This color. And his eyes, like really was evil. The time I stayed with him, the movies that he was watching, actually, about people touring each other and black magic and this guy, he didn't believe in anything like God. Okay? He believed in his own powers and magic and the power of Muti. But anyway, I say, forget about you now. I say, what else would you like to know? No, there's me believe in my Bible. My Bible says, I believe that Bible stands for the basic instructions before leaving earth. That's what Bible stands for me, basic instructions before leaving earth. You have to know the Bible, that was in the Bible. Om inzicht te kry en om 'n vrees te kry vir die Here. Alles gaan jy deur die Bybel kry. Wysheid en insig en wysheid en tug. Die vrees van die Here moet jy ken en dit alles gaan jy net kry deur die Bybel te lees. Nie net te lees uit 'n boek, nee, jy moet binne die Bybel lees. Jy moet regtig jy tyd vat, jy kop vat en gaan studeer die Bybel studie. Ek het my Bybel in my bag voor my sak. Jy kan sien van die begin af, ek het verskillende kleure pensels wat ek onderlyn en goede inkleur sê, wat ek nie verstaan nie, wat ek oor wil vraagteken. Ek studeer dit, ek sê. Van begin tot einde. Ek is nou, in die laaste paar maanden, ek is nou by Spreuke van Salomo, Proverbs. I think Proverbs 13, nee, ja, sommer die. Of nie, net daar by die 7 dinge wat die God haat, en die 7de is 'n afskie vir hom. Is 'n fear vir sy hart, die 7de ding. After all my ups and downs in life and getting to mekaar met kak, I ended up in Port Elizabeth with a gay guy. He was one of the best chartered accountants in the whole of Eastern Cape. And he also was very rich, was also very with, I assume, wrong things, white collar criminal activities, but it had nothing to do with me. But I stayed with him, and I did funny things with him also. But in return, he said that he bought me whatever I wanted in life. Even things I didn't even want, he bought for me. I had everything I wanted. I had my own guitar, I had wallet with cash, like $1,000 every morning when I wake up. I had a gaming laptop, I had the best phone, I had the best clothes, I had a different tacky for every day of the week. On Monday and Nike, Tuesday at Puma, Wednesday a Reebok, a Vans, a Custom. I had 5 different tackies, all name brand tackies for every day of the week. I should do what I want to drive his C30 Volvo 2-door around like I wanted to. He said, do like funny stuff with him, whenever you like feeling like to do funny stuff. I really don't really feel like speaking about it, because it's like I'm feeling embarrassed. Because the Bible I read is totally against it. Check what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. The whole city got wasted. Fire coming from heaven, wasted the whole city. Sodom and Gomorrah. But yeah, it's against man. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. But the stuff that had to do with this guy, his name was Matthew Jerome Enslin. And then I think he fell in love with me, some way. He was like wearing a size 14 shoe, like, yo, was very like tall like this, very, very tall. Very rich. Also had a company now recently closed down, IDM Solutions. It's working out people's energy usage and where they can save people's usage of the energy that they're using, where they can save it, and IDM Solutions and Green Fusion, the other business which they had. And then I was doing drugs there. He was giving me money to do drugs. He was smoking tuk every now and then. And this was one morning I woke up, it was a Sunday morning, I got myself ready. He's like, what are you getting ready for? I'm going to church. So he's like, what are you going to church for? I'm like, duh, I'm going to go pray to God. What else do you do at church? He's like, I'm not telling you again. Fuck God. There's no such fucking thing as a God. How many times must I still tell you? Fuck Jesus. There's no such thing as a God. Get it in your skull, the thick skull. There's no such thing as a God. So I'm like, jy is die fucking devil jy. I told him straight, jy is die fucking Satan, die devil. So I smack it door in his face, ek sê, turn around and walk out of the door, ek sê. Out the front gate, ek sê, just carry on walking. En so, ek sê, hour later, ek sê, everything that he could that could be broken, plastic, glass, stuff that could be torn to pieces. He has torn and broken each and everything in the flipping house that could be torn and broken into pieces. His laptop was open. There was like on YouTube, it was like I Am Satan playing music. When I got back after the SMS he sent me, the music sounded like like a hip hop and a rave song and a love song and an alternative rock, like 5 or 6 bands, different kinds of music genres, all into one, with like a funny voice, like a backwards devil fucking voice singing, weird. But I could remember this laptop, I just closed it like that, after he burned himself, I just closed it like that to show the people what he was listening to. It wasn't music, it was this thing that was triggering him, this music he was playing on his laptop. It was saying, I am Satan. Because I told him, you're the devil. He said, you took a big piece of paper, I don't think it's A5 or what's it, it's a groot papier, A3. Al twee kanten het hy geskryf, van begin tot einde, aan al twee kanten het hy geskryf, I am Satan, 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 al twee kanten, I am Satan, I am Satan. Toe het hy alles gebreek, he sat like a Buddha, cross-legged like this, gooide himself for 2 liter paraffin, and he started playing with the lighter like this. But he sent me a message on my phone that I just drank a whole handful of my sleeping tablets. It's like little blue Elzem tablets he used to drink every night. And he used to always, every night he used to drink alcohol, wine, like this trusty of his red, sweet, rosé wine every night. If he used to drink. Until he gets drunk and he passes out and sleeps. So he SMS me, I'm gonna do this and drink, finish this wine and all the alcohol is in the cupboard, whiskey and a brandy, and I'm gonna cut this whole hand of sleeping tablets, and then I'm gonna pour myself with paraffin and light myself. When he got that SMS from him, then I script, because when I met him, he used to tell me when he stayed in Rwanda, when he was a lighty, he was like 12 or 13, he was tired of life, so he took his mother's gown, japon, he dipped it in petrol, he put it on, and he was about to light himself with a petrol gown. But then his sister, luckily his sister got him. And then he obviously stopped him, took blood off from his hand and freaked out. So when he got that SMS from him, he was going to do that now, paraffin. I knew he said it. In the bottom of the kitchen cupboard there's like, he always had paraffin there, because that's how he used to make fire. He's a gay guy. He didn't know how to make fire like a man. He just pak die hout, gooi paraffin and then light it. That's how he made fire. So got the SMS, I clicked because I knew, he's got a lot of paraffin in the bottom of the cupboard. I ran home, as I got home, the front door, entering the yard, it was like, he tried to tie it up with like wires and stuff. Because my key opened it, but it was stuck again. So I just storm deur die deur, I did break through the door, he did it like a poop ball, he didn't keep me out, I got in, and then I found him sitting like a Buddha, 12 legs, dripping, paraffin dripping off his face, trying to play with the light like this. I looked at him, I'm like, yeah, he's kinderachtig, he's fucking childish, man. Come on, Matthew, grow up. And I turned around and I walked out. Because I stayed in the outside room, like Harry Potter, like under the staircase. They had a business, the same, like the bottom house where you were staying, on top, but exactly the same apartment, like the down one. So the stairs that went up to the top one, where he was running his business from. No, I was like Harry Potter under the staircase. I was staying like literally under the staircase. You hear every time someone walked up the stairs, like running, come down or up. I was like literally like Harry Potter under all die trappen. I had my own room there, but pumped out. Check my room, I'll show you on Facebook what my room looked like. I've got pictures on Facebook what my room looked like there. But yeah, I went into my room. Before I entered my room, he jumped up and I just pulling me like this. And as I turned around, yes, I was too late. He grabbed me like this. He grabbed all of me. He was going to light both of us, or light himself, soaked with paraffin while holding me. So I'm like kicked him away. So I knew he was going to do it. I knew exactly I knew straight away he was going to light himself. Because that was his dream to die. Like, he didn't believe in God. He believed in his own powers, and he was like a spiritual healer, like he said. And I knew he was going to burn himself. So the closest thing to me was the hosepipe. So as I kicked him away, I ran to the hosepipe, opening a tap, looking for a pint. As I'm trying to find a pint for the water, I just heard, and shouting, Ryno, help, Ryno, help. Like, did I burn you? He said, why must I help you? So I tried to explain with the host, but little did I know that time paraffin was like oil-based. Paraffin in chommies was not water. Paraffin in water wasn't chommies. So the water I sprayed on him didn't help him at all. I really literally had to watch him burn the skins and clothes off of his body. It was lying like a pink piece of meat. So yeah, well, then everything I stole, everything he bought me, up until everything. My tattoo machine, my pickups, my guitar, my laptop, everything. I had like 2 terabyte, 2 hard drives, terabyte each, with movies on and series and games. He bought me like, a lot of stuff. I sold everything I owned. And what he owned also. In 2 weeks. Because I still had to stay in 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks after he burned stuff, I just still stayed in the house while selling everything that I could sell. I could still get the smell of human that burnt. You know when you screw your arm out, it was like hardcore. Because I had to clean the house. After he went to the hospital, and he passed away in the hospital, I had to clean the house. Everything would be broken up and torn apart. I had to clean everything and make everything look nice again. Because his sister came from Australia, his 2 sisters, and his father's a banker, Barry Insland, and he's also a knife maker. He makes like this beautiful kitchen knife and fork and spoon range, Barry Insland, with this elephant tusk, and very beautiful. He's a banker. They stay in Nyasna after 3 years. They stay in a big house in Nyasna. We went there for a weekend to visit them. But anyway, they all thought that it was me that I went in. So it was a very tough moral service for me. I didn't want to be there even. So I'm not sure I got so high that morning. He especially made me, he got it handcrafted for me, especially for me, because he was so madly in love with me. Like an armband, but it was like made from like white gold, like platinum, handcrafted bangle. I don't know how much he paid. He never told me, or never wanted to tell me how much he paid for it. But he especially got it for me, especially handcrafted. They took my arm size, my wrist, to go make it handcrafted, especially for me. I took that thing this morning, after promising him I'll never sell it, I'll always keep it. I fucking sold it, because he let me down big time in life. And honestly, he got me next to a dustbin. I was staying next to a dustbin, in PE, I was staying next to a dustbin. Bought myself a house with pallets next to the dustbin. I was staying there, and he got me there, and he took me to his house. He learned me a lot about life, about self-respect and self-love, and how to love myself and how to love others. I really didn't really know about any of those things. So he was a mentor. In a way, he was like my mentor. I really enjoyed my 2 years staying with him. I looked up to him as my mentor. But then this morning about the church, now I think he snapped. And then after the memorial service was bad, I was high. Everyone, you could feel the vibe, man. Walking into the fucking church, the memorial service, it was held. I could feel the vibe. People were just, no one came to shake my hand, or like speak to me, or ask me how I'm doing. So I just went back to feeling the same way what I did with my mother left me. Just full of fuck, full of fuck, like a fuck full. So I just said, quite sweet guys. I had me goed gepakt. The night before the memorial, I already packed my stuff. I made sure I sold everything, get a few bucks for me. I packed backpack like I've got now, a small backpack with the 2 sets of clothes in it, my toiletries, my Bible. So I hit the road. I went to my Naji, gave him the bucks, I owed him $300, my passport. I put my passport in the pawn by him for drugs. I got my passport, he told me that there's a Naji, I want to speak to me. I found a Naji, I spoke to the Naji, Pastor John, getting to your part that you want to ask, that you want to continue. I spoke to him, hello Pastor John. He's like, yeah, I'm paying a ticket for you. You've got a passport, a valid passport. I said, yeah, got a like 3-4 to go, valid. He's paying a ticket for me, say. What time suits me? Can you book me one now, say, for tomorrow, 5:15 afternoon? I'm like, yes, man. The quicker you do it, say, the better for me, say. I just need to get out of this town. I explained to him, say, what happened. I say, my friend burned himself to death. I struggled with a bit of trauma in my cop, say. Because they make me feel like that it's my fault, say. I was interrogated, like, so hardcore, you won't believe it. I was interrogated by some kind of a speeder, say. I don't know from what police station, probably somewhere in space, say. Because he didn't really even sound or look like a fucking spirit to me. He looked like some guy that was paid to come and interrogate me. Asked me questions about what happened the day when he burned himself. Probeer my vast te vra, ek sê. Try to hit me with a reverse psychology, ek sê. While I'm on record, probably thought they were going to make me admit to sitting in the light, ek sê. And then obviously go to prison, ek sê, for fucking asking. Well, I didn't give them what they wanted. So anyway, I met this guy, got me a ticket the next day. I stayed by an Aji's house that night. Dragged myself into a pulp. Paranoid, my eyes peeked like saucers, like this. The next morning, like, go to the bus station. 5:15, got into the bus, and I left.